Do I say hi?
You were doing the intro.
Was I?
Welcome, everybody, to the Late Night News with Gokhshtein Media. I'm Ross Macdonald, and we have with us David Gokhshtein, as usual.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. It's my first time on camera.
It doesn't seem like it.
Listen, I want to talk about dinosaurs tonight.
All right, you monologue for 14 minutes. I'll do the news for 1 minute.
Let's do it.
No monologue? Straight to the news?
No. Listen, I think it's very disrespectful that we've all forgot about dinosaurs.
Like who?
Seriously. 66 million years ago.
What book have you been reading today?
I don't know. I've just been exploring the internet and I found dinosaurs. And I was just like, why doesn't anybody talk about dinosaurs anymore?
Because we're not in grade 6.
All right, fine. I'm just saying, dinosaurs are cool.
That's a good opener. You know what would be a really nice gift for someone?
A dinosaur.
No. Well, a replica Tyrannosaurus Rex skull to put on your coffee table.
That looks exactly like my friend. Because when I ask him for money, he becomes a Tyrannosaurus Rex with his hands, and he's just like can't reach into his pockets.
That's funny. All right, let's get to the news.
My money don't jiggle. It folds.
Number 1, Solana opens up a physical store in New York City. Everything's in New York City. Look at that, a physical store. Remember when Meta opened a store and they had no products by Meta? They had the virtual reality units in there. I was like, what are they doing? So Solana opens this store.
Yeah.
You can buy NFTs, you can buy swag, you can buy things on chain. What do you think about this? And when Solana came out, it was called the Ethereum Killer. Where is this headed?
Look, I don't know about the whole Ethereum killer thing. First of all, you got to stay up. You got to stay up before you can even enter the conversation.
You need a 99.5% uptime.
Correct. I'm not rooting for Solana to not succeed, but let's stop with the Ethereum killers, because it's kind of like, you know what? I think of the Ethereum killer as the Madden curse. Like anybody who ends up on, Madden's cover, like you're screwed. Your career is out. Like look at how many players have ended up with career-ending injuries. Odell Beckham tears 2, ACLs. You have, I would have to look down the list, but like you had a lot of players that tore their knees, career-ending injuries. Like, stop. This is if anybody calls your project the ETH killer, you might as well pack up. Like to me, it's like pack up, close up shop, because you're about to like die.
The problem with that is, if you don't accomplish that monumental task, you failed in some way. Why can't you just exist and just create good products? Which this store is heading in the right direction.
This store
cool.
Store is going to create Solana maxis, or just people that might be in crypto that walk into this store that had really no clue about Solana or were even remotely interested in it. They're going to walk out of it being huge Solana people. Because you sit in that kind of store for about an hour or two, you're walking out of it with a newfound respect for Solana, and you're like, oh, this was a great experience. Especially if they can deliver on the experience, they are going to just completely gain a bunch of new fans. And who knows, they might convert people that are big ETH heads into Solana heads.
But why would someone have to be an Ethereum maximalist or Solana maximalist and stay away from the other product? That doesn't make sense to me.
But that's how stupid culture in crypto.
That's ego. It's stupid. Okay, Solana's had some problems. Maybe you watch it from a distance. Maybe you check it out. Maybe you try it out. Like, we're not talking about, putting your whole portfolio into it. You can, buy a shirt on chain. I'm sure it's very, very easy to go into store, swap a token, and go and do that and enjoy the experience.
It just look how they're building the brand. They are building stores that look like, and Jessica, who hosts Crypto and Coffee at 10 a.m. on Fridays in the morning Eastern Standard Time, she mentioned this in one of my spaces. She said somebody said that it looks like an Apple derivative,
Right?
and it does. Like, you look at these pictures from the stores and you see like shots of live footage from the stores, and you're just like, yo, this is dope. It's an experience, and that's what everything should be. When everything becomes an experience, you become attached to it, just like Apple. Apple makes everything an experience, and that's why people are attached to iPhones, even though a Samsung might just be better, just because they have features that Apple will probably come out with 4 years later. But but still, it's the experience of it all that people get attached to. So shout outs to Solana. Listen, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not looking for them to go down and belly up. Like, I want them to succeed, but you can't call them the ETH killer yet.
Hopefully the overhead doesn't kill them in New York City in a store like that.
Yeah, but they got VCs, man. They got VC money.
That's the thing, right? You get a good VC, it says open 5 of those stores, get the ball rolling. That money is designed to be spent.
This is Web 2. You're looking at Web 2 right now.
I know, but it's a cost of doing business. People say, "Oh, I can't afford to do branding." Yeah, you can't afford to not do branding. That's how that works.
That's why a lot of these projects fail, Ross. It's just because they don't understand what marketing is in general. They don't understand what branding is. They think branding is yelling by when it's not. It's building the company's image. Just a little cliff note there, just building the company's image. And most don't understand how to build a company's image to begin with. So it is what it is.
There was a an NFT project at NFT NYC, and either one of their team members or they paid someone to do this. This guy stood at the top of the escalator, and he walked up to people. He walks up to me and he says, "Here, you probably want to hold this," and gives me his business card and turns around and walks away. That was their marketing plan. And I was like, I will specifically not do business with this company because that guy's an idiot and his friends are idiots too.
Well, they hired a bunch of kids to go ahead and give out flyers or whatever it was. The main people for the project are not there. So how are you going to sell your project to somebody? Like, how are you actually going to tell people, hey, what I'm creating is revolutionary? You're not.
Yeah, but don't do that in Web3. Go get your DeLorean and go back to 1985 and take out an ad in the newspaper. Anyways.
By the way, Gokhshtein Unfiltered, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in.
Yes, the premieres. Next in the news, FC Barcelona has sold 24.5% of Barca Studios to Socios.com. So Socios.com runs Chili's token, and so all of this 100 million that they got for the 24.5% of their studio is going into audio, video, blockchain, NFT, and Web3. They are stepping up their game. I love it.
Me too. I mean, this is it right here. Like, this is where you can tell like a protocol understands what they're doing. They have people that are working deep inside the company internally, focused on doing these kind of transactions.
But this is $100 million deal, but it's also an internal deal because Socios created Chili's token for all these brands. So they basically said, here, you take this cash flow so you can develop what you're doing, and you will in turn put that business back to us to deploy on the token.
I'm telling you, like, that's why, like, this separates the amateurs from the pros, man. Like, I admire this. I sit here and I don't have any of these tokens, but I can sit back and look at this and say, like, this is how marketing and brand. I don't know why we're talking about marketing and branding tonight, but this is what marketing and branding looks like. This is what business looks like. You know, a
Mhm.
lot of people get this confused in this space, like protocols can't market, and they like no, this is a business in the decentralized world, especially like this right here. It
But
just shows you.
but they get it, right? So they know that they have to pump all of that money and more into developing their Web3 brand. Probably because they've seen the other brands try to deploy their own NFTs and fall flat. You know, Chris Brown, you know, all these other guys, they think that they have this huge community and no one has a wallet with crypto in it. No one has Ethereum. Nobody can buy their NFT.
For sure.
So they realize they have to develop that sub brand and, more importantly, the community. That's expensive. That's expensive because it's a very long sales cycle to take a customer, have them trust what you're putting out there, have them understand it, have them download the wallet. That's very expensive to do.
I'm not gonna say companies, protocols that understand are willing to spend the money because they understand what the ROI will be in 2 to 3 years down the line, down the pipeline, that they're gonna make double or triple the money that they're investing today.
Yeah,
Like because crypto's not going anywhere.
exactly.
Web3 is not going anywhere. The metaverse, like pay to earn, none of these things are going anywhere. And especially like you just showed like Barcelona, where are they going?
The money flying around in Europe in football, soccer as we call it in Canada, and everyone hates that. Football as they will call it, is ridiculous. It blows my mind that they, for players, we'll give you $150 million just so we can have him. Then we'll give him a contract.
Which is
What?
transfer fees. Like
Transfer fees. You
150.
don't have that. In the NHL, you don't get a hot sandwich for a guy.
I still think that dinosaurs are underrated.
Are you writing another book? Like
Yeah.
that one where you went jogging?
Yes. I'm the leg day advocate.
So, other brands developing. Ticketmaster has a job posting for related to NFTs. Ticketmaster is going to be hiring, which is smart because you're not going to learn that internally. You hire the right person who you trust, who you know is the expert, and you build out from there. They posted it. That's mind-blowing because for years, companies that we know all across the world have been trying to do tickets, not so much with NFTs, but with cryptocurrency, right?
And they failed miserably. They failed.
They didn't fail. They successfully did events, but their brands didn't grow to as much as they want.
You know what it is? I'm gonna say that they failed. You know why? Because in the positions that they were in, they had the money to get these people from Ticketmaster to come join them, right? They didn't do that. You know, like people get too cocky. The ego kicks in saying, we could do this. We could do this. Meanwhile, Ticketmaster's been up for like, how long have they been around? Forever.
Yeah.
And all they needed to do was wake up to the fact that this is real and just, okay, we're hiring. And the person who comes in, you go ahead and build us this new department that literally focuses on this. And what do you think that person's going to do? They're going to make they're definitely going to make the right hire. And once they get that person in and they get those people in that understand blockchain, crypto, Web3, done deal.
But here's the line in the sand. Ticketmaster can hire that NFT person and they can start doing a small percentage of their tickets on NFTs. They can do 1, they can do 10, they can do 100, they can ramp up slowly. Yeah. I've always said media, like our company, if mainstream media does what we're doing and does it better, we're out of business. And that can happen to any aspect of the industry. And man, does it come quick.
You got to be ready, man. You got to be ready.
Nobody saw this coming. They pulled the trigger. How long is it going to take them to have an NFT event? They could do it in days if they wanted to.
The one thing that I'll say is this. Our community, for as long as I've been here, and we've been here a long time, the community will support something built within, for the
Right.
most part.
Right.
Okay,
Because
they will
people,
support something built.
because the public and artists dislike Ticketmaster. That's a fact.
Well, but also speaking of media, the public hates the media.
Right. They don't trust them.
Like tell me one mainstream media has gone and done a full hour about cryptocurrency. They don't. They pick and choose, and the narrative always is, "Oh, look, it sucks." Oh,
Mhm.
and it's only they bring you on only if it sucks or if it's doing well. It's either or. It's never in the middle. A discussion on what the actual tech is, how does it work, how does it benefit the average person. Like these discussions aren't had. They bring in the right people to shift the narrative, and I feel
Mhm.
like the narrative is shifting in the direction of the 1%. Because
It is.
the 1%, the elites really own these news stations. So like, why would I want anybody messing with my money? Guys, this is the narrative. Let's go ahead and make sure we hit it.
So, if that's true, and you support small media companies like ours or even the other ones in the industry, should people support NFT ticketed events other than Ticketmaster? I think they should.
They should, but it has to be the right company. It really has to be the right company with,
That's true.
its head on the shoulders, and you know that they're doing the right thing and they're going about it the right way. Like, who knows? You don't want to support something that has a quan behind it.
No kidding. I heard that Consensus was trying to use CoinDesk token for certain things. It didn't work. Someone on our team, Joe was just telling us that they were there and people were trying to spend the token and it was just adding to their liquidity pool. It wasn't actually completing transactions at an event. That sucks. Now, I'm not being critical of the event or the
You
company,
should.
but well, the thing is, we know events for all the companies that we work with. You come down to the last week, the 2 weeks, the day before. It is hectic. It is insane, especially
Correct.
coming out of COVID and getting back into the events. And next week we're at Blockchain Futurist. We are giving away free tickets. We will be there covering the event. Check it out. If you're in the area, you've got to go. If you're close by, you've got to go.
Gokhshtein Media is taking over Toronto.
That's right. But even years
Are
ago,
we the official media sponsors?
we are absolutely. Even in 2019 at Blockchain Futurist, they had a token that you could use on chain at all of the food trucks there, and you go outside and use it on chain. Took 2 seconds. You ordered your food. They airdropped everyone the tokens, and the food was all free, and it worked flawlessly. That was in 2019. That was incredible.
That's when I.
That's
the
what.
interview with Charlie Shrem, or no? It was 2000.
No, that was 2020.
We're still trying to figure out, guys. By the way, anybody who tuned into the breakdown today at 9:30 a.m., which runs to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we were trying to figure out when and in what year did I go and say that tokenization will be super real, and it was 2020, right?
Yeah, it was. 2021 was canceled.
So yes, when I talked about NFTs and tokenization, I was laughed at. It's on record. Like, you could play it back. It's on YouTube. Like, play it back. I had long hair. Just saying. And I love dinosaurs.
We're making shirts of that now, right? the SEC
staff, get ready. I want the dinosaur shirts out.
The SEC has charged 11 people in working in a Ponzi scheme for scamming people out of $300 million. And I looked at the names. It's a lot of Middle Eastern, Russian people, a lot of smart people over there. These scamming 300 million. Holy smokes. Now this is the SEC. So that means that these people are residing in the US for these Ponzi
I'm surprised
schemes.
though, it's just the SEC. Is the DOJ getting involved?
I don't know. Sometimes that happens in stages. I've heard of that, where you'll get charged stateside first and then federal.
Yeah.
You think you're done? No. Wait for round 2. a federal. It gets worse. Exactly. That's how it happens. Because the state charges solidify that you should be charged federally. But
For sure.
sometimes it just skips and it goes federally. Like if the SEC is involved, they've skipped the state, right?
Unless the SEC just says like we just want money. And
Well, the SEC charged a company in Britain last year, and the company in Britain was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they paid the fine. It's like, what are you doing? Terrible. Yeah, I should look that
listen,
one up.
we need our own organization here. I'm telling like, I thought the SEC was going to do a phenomenal job. We need if everybody's screaming for regulations, we need a regulatory body that knows about crypto and blockchain and that allows innovators to innovate. You can't work in these kind of conditions. You just can't, and that's why like if you don't like Ripple, if you don't like XRP, fine, whatever. You don't have to get it. But if Ripple does win, it will allow our innovators to stay here and innovate and continue to innovate. We don't have to see our revenue in the United States of America go elsewhere. Like we keep it here and we continue to drive revenue here. Innovators stay here. We become what we used to be, like innovators. It would be a really cool concept. So, I mean, but that is up to Congress. Congress needs to go ahead and set forth that precedent where the rules are made by Congress and they select an agency that, rules over here. And that is it. You have the CFTC calling everything a commodity and you have the SEC calling everything a security. It is like, where's the clarity? Like everybody, I would say everybody's pretty much confused. It's like, I don't know. Like I'm trying to get answers. I don't know. Everything that I've read from Ripple's side. Remember when David Schwartz was on my podcast? He came on. He was like, "Yo, we asked them like how did Ethereum become went from a security to a non-security? No answer. Like, so how do you operate?"
It's not about regulation though for the SEC and for Congress. It's about control. So that's a different narrative.
And this is something, unfortunately, there's nothing you could do to control it. It is, you can't. I don't know how. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out how you control it.
If 16-year-old Jimmy or Susie can go and create a token and do whatever they want with it, you can't control it.
No, but how do you even control Bitcoin? How do you control Ethereum? How do you control XRP? How do you control XLM? How do you control I'll name you everything. How do you control them?
Not with the way things are set up right now.
If I'm the United States of America, Ross, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out a way how to roll out the digital dollar. And I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate Bitcoin to back it.
They're terrified. I guarantee you, they are terrified to roll out a digital dollar. Because if they do, it cuts the legs off of the US dollar. So why would they do that? Unless they can do it in a way where they run in tandem. That's how it would have to happen. But it's messy. And it's going to be a bloody mess when they do it.
The Fed will have all control over that digital dollar.
I realize that, and it'll be geofenced as well, just like the Chinese digital dollar. So do people want that? No, they're not going to gravitate to it if they understand it.
Excellent points. And I
so
like that.
So they release it, and it's the coupon from the store. They're like, "Here's your coupon," and I'm like, "I'm not holding that. I don't want it."
I think what would be a problem is a lot of people won't know how to download a wallet or set up any I think it'll be a disaster at first unless they go ahead and provide education. Look, when it comes to money, they might even start off with like, "Hey, open up a wallet and I'll give you $50 for free."
Can't get any of the celebrities that they love and idolize. Why would someone get a digital dollar into a wallet when they test the government and taxes and the financial system and they feel wrecked and the inflation's turned them upside down?
Well, my partner Russ Macdonald was having technical difficulties, but he's back. He's back. What happened? I lost you there for a second, but you came back.
I don't know. Anyways, Final
I know you
point.
said something about the NFT and the dollar, and why would they get?
Why would people want a digital dollar when they won't even go and get an NFT about something they love?
Again, for me, it's more. Well, I don't know. It's a long debate, and this is only 30 minutes. So
Yeah. Final point of news today: Senator Toomey and Senator Sinema are pushing to have regulation in the U.S. to disqualify taxes on small transactions. That's a step in the right direction.
it's
But
a step in the right direction. But go for it.
these are dinosaurs. We love dinosaurs, but not these kind.
I I am having such warm feelings, like because it's a Republican and a Democrat coming together, bipartisan bill. I'm so happy. Look, I'm hugging myself. But um, it's not that much. Like they really need to get rid of capital gains tax. I mean, they got to get rid of it. Like they got to let people like nobody's gonna. My problem is here, Ross. Nobody's ever going to stop, no matter what is said on crypto, Twitter, excuse me. No matter what's said on social media, nobody's gonna stop using the dollar. Period.
Right.
People will use Bitcoin, but people at the end of the day, there's so much more liquidity in the ultimate shitcoin, as people call it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna stop using it. The
Right.
world is not gonna stop you. We are years and years and years away from that. So just honestly, it's not gonna hurt you, the United States of America. It's not gonna hurt you to just get rid of this capital gains tax and let people, use whatever currency they want to use. At the end of the day, it benefits everybody because everything's seen on a ledger.
But
Everything's seen on a ledger.
from a perspective, from a technical perspective, if people are using the US dollar and people are using Venmo and Cash App, it's based on the US dollar. It all ties in. But is it different? Is it not the US dollar? Could that transition into something like a US digital dollar seamlessly? Is it possible?
Yeah.
So if that could happen seamlessly and people don't understand what happens and it's geofenced and now you start without even knowing it, what's happening in the background. Everyone starts having social ratings on their profiles. And you want to see control?
No.
That's coming.
No.
That's coming.
But hold on, everybody wants ISO, right? Everybody's in love with ISOs. Right? XRP, XLM, XDC, Algo.
If those things are going to be successful and if they take away purchasing power from the US dollar, those will be parallel systems, and in my opinion, they will not interact, which is annoying and painful.
This is all I know. I'm not the smartest guy in this space. I'm not, and will never claim to be. But I'm kind of like this guy who loves mathematics, and 2 + 2 = 4. So at the end of the day, people wanted a free market, but we only want free markets when we're winning. We call for regulations when we start losing. Which one do you want? That's all I'm at. Do we not? And we also do we not sit back and see that these regulations don't work for somebody like me or for you or for the next person? They only work for the 1% that are trying to ensure that they don't get rug pulled.
Mm-hmm.
They don't lose their money. Like, did you not see January 2021 when the meme economy exploded? AMC, GameStop, like, did nobody see like what was happening to regular Joes who are investing in the whole community coming in together to go ahead and take on the hedge funds that were getting destroyed? And the hedge funds were coming onto really easy too. They will come onto mainstream media channels crying, saying, "Do you know what these people are doing to us? They are destroying our businesses." Meanwhile, these hedge funds destroy businesses. Yet they had the nerves and the balls to come on to national TV and tell you that you are destroying their business. How you guys don't even know what you're doing with your money. Little Johnny, what are you doing? The steel worker in PA, what are you doing?
That
At
was
some
awesome.
point, you got to choose, man. But this is what I'm talking about. The education, dive deep and understand why Bitcoin was created in the first place. It's not to overthrow a government. It has nothing to do with that bullshit. It's a peaceful revolution because people finally get to own their money. They get to own their money. Like we've never owned our money. We have never owned it. The banks take our money, they trade it, they make more money on our money, and they never cut you a check for it.
We'll wait and see. That's the end of the news, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ross Macdonald.
My name is David Gokhshtein, and I love dinosaurs.